beautiful beaders, it's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and I'm here with the bargain bead box for June 2020. It came in my mail yesterday and I can't wait to open it this morning and check out what the theme is and see what we got. Let's go ahead and open her up. This is a subscription that really is a great bang for your buck. It is $17.95 a month shipped to your door if you're in the US. And then I do have a coupon code to save you $2 off your first month. And that code is Opal2, OPAL2. And I will leave that as well as the link down below if you'd like to check this out. Let's pull out the contents and see what we received. So everything is going to be in our tissue paper bundle. And it looks like our theme is Mystic 2. We're going to see some multicolor finishes, some warm antique copper tones, some jasper, metallic iris, agate quartz, lava stone, sparkling crystals. Oh my goodness, lots of different things we're going to see today. And of course, the coupon code down below there to their sister site, beadboxbargains.com, which I've shared quite a bit. A very generous discount on already discounted prices. And here is our list of all of the contents that are included this month. And wow, there's actually 20 different line items. I think usually we see around 17. So let's go on and get into it. All right, here's a sneaky peek of everything that's included. We have a full bag this month, that's for sure. I see some copper. Our bag is purple, so I think a lot of those purpley iris tones, which I am a huge fan of. I'm gonna go ahead and get organized, and then we will look at everything one at a time. All right, guys, so here's our first bag. This contains a 15-inch strand of 8mm electroplated lava stone beads in rainbow iris. Aren't these cool? They're just so fun to look at. Look at all the different texture they have. We have different colors going on because of the electroplating. These are very porous due to the nature of these lava stones. And I know that I've heard in the past that some people have used these for essential oils because how they are pitted, they kind of hold on to the scent a little bit. But man, these are vibrant. We have lots of purple, blue, green especially. And it's a very generous strand. So you can see already 20 different line items on our list for $17.95 a month shipped to your door. And everything's gonna be color coordinated, particularly the findings. We're gonna see all of this same copper finish today. These are 20 pieces of copper finished brass earring hooks. There's our fishhook ear wires, as you can see. So enough to make 10 pairs of earrings with this bag of 20. Our third bag contains 1 meter of 5.7 by 4.8mm steel Figaro jewelry chain. And I believe we received the gold tone last month. I love getting chain in these subscriptions, and you get a whole meter. So it's not even like you get a foot, you get a whole meter, which can go a long way. The Figaro style has those nice wide openings, so it's great to attach different things to and really use in so many different applications. And then we have some more coordinating findings in bag number 4. This is 5 grams of mixed 4 to 10mm copper finished steel jump rings and a great variety of sizes, which is always a plus in my book. There's our handful there. And I'm so glad that they included jump rings. It's a great basic item. This box is so wonderful for all beaders, I think, but especially if you are newer and you're looking to bulk up your stash or maybe be able to make pieces right from the box. And because they've included everything down to, say, jump rings, it's a lot easier to do that. All right, here's bag number 5, bringing in some more beads and some more iris, I see. This contains approximately 100 pieces of 4mm crystal bicone beads, and it looks like they are on a strand. And here is what they look like, so shiny, and again with that rainbow of colors, especially the blue and purple and green and a little bit of gold coming through. I love using these shiny bicones. I think they would be great on a netting piece, for example, some bead weaving, but these bicones, such a standard shape that there's a lot of projects out there for them. All right, here we have bag number 6. It says it contains 10 pieces of 18 by 11mm glass leaf pendants in blue iris. 10 of them. Oh, these are gorgeous, guys. It's a smoky, kind of grayish tone in the background, and it looks like just on parts of these leaves, you have that brushed iris metallic rainbow finish. Super glossy, super smooth, and you also get that etched texture and leaf-like design inside. These are cool. And then we get to bag number 7, which contains 24 pieces of 4mm crystal cylinder beads in blue-green iris. So these have been interesting to me. We had received these in gold last month, I believe, and they actually look very similar to the check glass fire polish beads. It's kind of like they're trying to come out with these to mimic those, and they actually do a pretty decent job. So you could definitely use these in place of a pattern that calls for 4mm fire polish if you're doing bead weaving. And of course, these would add a great touch of sparkle to any stringing project or anything else you're into with the beads. Here is bag number 8, which contains 12 pieces of 8mm fancy swirl bead caps. Very cool swirly design on the tops there. And they feel quite thick. They're not like really thin where they feel very cheaply made or anything. They actually feel pretty substantial. I'm kind of impressed with these. And I love that pattern. It's really interesting, something I haven't seen before. And that brings us to bag 9, which contains 12 pieces of 10mm frosted smooth crystal oval beads in aqua blue iris. These are so neat, and they remind me of table cut beads. I mean, they're not quite the same, but they're similar where they have the flat front and back. I love that iris finish. These are mainly a blue and I would say olive green combination, a little bit of gold coming through. And they are more matte or frosted on the sides and a little bit more smooth and glossy on the top. I would love to see more of this type of bead, especially if they make it in a translucent variety, just to see how it stacks up to some other, say, check glass table cut. This one's got a slight imperfection there, but it's no big deal. I mean, with everything that you get in the bargain bead box, it's already an amazing deal. Not to mention their customer service is amazing. So if you ever have an issue, I've heard such great things, not just my own experience. So if you ever have any issues, just email them because I know they want to make it right. We're already just about halfway through. We're on bag 10, and this contains 2 pieces of 25 by 22mm chandelier drops. Very cool. But you guys, I'm seeing more than 2 in here. Did you guys get 4 too? You'll have to let me know down in the comments. But how cool are these? These are so fun and interesting. I have not seen these before. We have the coordinating antique copper finish, really interesting design, and then your spots here to be able to hang beads or do some wire work or other things off the bottom. And these are substantial feeling too. I'm really impressed. Not only that, they are 3-dimensional. You can see how that kind of sticks up right there. These are an awesome component. You can also use them as connectors in a necklace, not just for chandelier earrings, or also as a pendant. Next up, we have bag number 11, which contains a 7.5-inch strand of 8 by 6mm crystal rondelle beads in frosted rainbow iris. I love that we got some frosted or some matte rainbow iris as well. We had our sparkly and our bicones and some smooth and shiny and some other things. And now we have it in the matte finish, which is pretty neat. Look how it brings out all those vibrant colors. You can take these in different directions. You can combine the colors all together and bring those in with other beads, or you can use these in a project where you're predominantly using either, say, blue or gold or purple, like pick out one of the colors from the iris and kind of run with that in your design. So things like that are fun from time to time to get instead of just a solid color. Gives you some more options. And then we get to bag number 12, which I cannot wait to open up. It says approximately 45mm electroplated textured jasper pendant. No way. So this is a bag in a bag to protect it. How cool is this? Oh my goodness, there's the hole at the top. And I love how they're two completely different looks on both sides of mine, and they're probably a little bit different. Again, feel free to let me know down below in the comments if yours look totally different from this, but that may just be the nature of the electroplating and the stone. This one is gold with a silver stripe running down the center, and then if you turn it, you get this vibrant magenta and deep electric violet, blue, purple, and a touch of gold there at the top. This is so fun. Again, it's another substantial piece. It's not extremely thin. It's got just the slightest curved texture up here, and the back feels pretty flat. What an interesting piece. Getting back to even more findings, here's bag number 13, which contains 3 sets of hook and eye clasps. And again, they actually sent 4. They are really generous in this subscription, guys. And it's always amazing how much you can make with the things they sent. If you're new to this sub or my unboxings, definitely check out my finished jewelry updates, because I have some that are dedicated just to mainly Bargain Bead Box monthly subscriptions. And you can see how much you can actually make from all these things. Pretty amazing for the cost of the subscription. So these will come in handy. They would be great for some substantial beaded necklaces or a simpler closure on a bracelet. And if you get really creative, you can even use these components separately as little connectors. Next up, we have bag number 14, which contains 10 grams of 6.5mm fancy bicone spacer beads. We're just getting everything in here. And here's a look at this handful, and these have the swirly design that kind of are similar to those bead caps. Again, these feel very nice quality. They have a substantial weight to them. They feel thick, and they don't have any jagged or sharp edges. The holes are drilled nice and smooth. So all you could really want in some spacer beads, and they have that really interesting design. And then bag number 15, what is this? It says 5 pieces, approximately 8 to 13mm electroplated natural quartz crystal beads. So neat. Oh my goodness, I love these. So these remind me of some of the clear electroplated, or perhaps they had an AB finish, chunkier crystal beads we'd gotten last year, but these are smaller. They're still very rough in texture and shape. They look very natural and organic, except for the electroplated finish, but that just gives all those different textures and grooves and all the different sides just an even more interesting look with how all those colors are being brought out. Really, really vibrant. And if they have any more of these on Beadbox Bargains, I'm going to try to snap them up. So that's another thing about their sister site, is sometimes you can go back and find some of the things that were in these subscription boxes and purchase some more of them, and you can use that coupon code that gets sent with your subscription. All right, so next we have bag number 16. I already feel like we got our money's worth out of this a little while ago, which is awesome. This contains a 32 by 37mm chandelier focal. This has a tribal look to it with the patterns and designs. Here you have 3 holes off the bottom and also a loop here to aid you with your stringing or wire wrapping. This would make a great pendant. Again, something you could get really creative with if you wanted to, or keep it as simple as you wanted to. And there's a loop on the back to attach to your chain or your wire or whatever else you're working with. Their focals are some of my favorite things to get in this subscription. They're always so interesting. Here's the next bag, and we have yet more spacer beads. It says 40 pieces of 4mm corrugated spacer beads in this bag. So our other spacers were a larger 6.5mm size. These are a smaller 4mm, and you can see the little ridges or ribbed design around these, kind of like a little check glass melon bead has those ridges, but these are metallic and in our same coordinating anti-copper finish. And not just 10 of these guys, it says there's 40. Love the quantities that we get. And then we get to bag number 18. You know I love these. This is a 7.5-inch strand of 10mm crackle agate beads in violet. Of course, they are dyed or heat treated to get that beautiful, vibrant violet color. How cool are these? I love how there's different tones of purple and some are a little bit more opaque. Some have more white on them. You get some of that darker dye that falls into the veining of the agate. They're all a little bit different. These are pretty substantial in size, being that they're 10mm. They're a little bit more chunky and will of course go very well with a lot of our iris pieces because they usually have a lot of purple tones, which will pair well with a color like this. Now we're on bag 19, containing 20 pieces of 6.5mm crystal fancy pyramid beads in light peach. So we get a contrast to all of this deep, rich iris and purple. We get these very sparkly, extremely light peach faceted beads that are almost like a bicone, but of course they're shaped a little bit differently. You can see how all those facets really pick up the light and just glimmer and will be a nice lighter sparkly contrast to some of these deeper items below. And then our final bag, number 20, contains 5 grams of 35mm steel head pins in antique copper. And you know these are going to come in handy with all those chandelier type components and our Figaro jewelry chain and all those ear wires. Can't you just see so many different pieces coming out of this subscription? Wow, what an amazing value. And they're not paying me to say that. That is honestly how I feel. I've been getting the subscription for a little over 2 years now. I've been sharing it here month after month, as well as creating from what they send. And I know a lot of you guys love the subscription too. It's become such a popular one because of the value and the wide range of things they send and how it's so inclusive and well put together where you can make a lot of pieces without really having to add much to what you received. It's a great thing to get, especially if you are staying home a lot more these days. And one I would recommend for not just beginning beaders, but established beaders as well. It's a very well-rounded subscription and the themes change so much every month. I, of course, love this theme. I love this palette, but you may be drawn to some different colors or different tones. Next month will, I'm sure, be totally different. If you check back on my playlist for all the unboxings that I've done over the past couple years, you'll also get a sense for how vastly different the palettes and themes can be, but still being consistent with getting beads, focals, findings, and all the types of things that you see here. So I think they did an absolutely fantastic job. Don't forget to use that coupon code OPAL2 if you'd like to save $2 off your first subscription. I will leave that as well as the link right below the video. Please feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you received your bargain bead box, if anything differed, for example, as far as your pendants or anything else. Feel free to share ideas down below as to what you want to do with the contents. And hopefully I'll be back soon to share some finished pieces from the subscription box. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'm always so grateful to have you. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. And as always, happy beading. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. For more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of my latest videos. You can check out the information section below this video for links to all my social media handles, recommended products, and my shop and blog at orchidandopal.com. Thanks for watching.